Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Slick, and after a nearly 12-month hiatus, I am back to teach you how to make a corset, and it's a Roblox advanced template tutorial. So as you can see, I have opened my advanced template here on Metabang Pro. But before we start, I just want to say thank you so much for 61 subscribers and 4.4 thousand views on one of my videos. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help me if you are watching my videos and you're liking and subscribing. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. For today's video, we're going to be using the advanced template, and if you want this advanced template, all you have to do is go into Google Chrome or Firefox or whatever you use as a search engine, and then search up advanced template transparent, and literally the first one that comes up is perfect. That's all you need. For today's inspiration, I'm going to be using this. I will link this pin below, so if you want to follow along and make a corset exactly like the one I'm making, you can get that from the link below. This image will be there, and I will also link the download for Metabang Pro. You can use any different kind of software, like I used Pixlr in the past on my old videos. So what I'm going to do to start off this tutorial, and step one is going to be to copy your image and then paste it in to Metabang or whatever software you're using on a new layer, and I'm just going to resize it clicking Ctrl and T, and I'm just going to drag this down here and just put this in here for just a basic inspo picture. And then what I like to do is I'm just going to select my watercolor wet brush, because it's just the easier place to like drop colors, and I'm going to pick 3 colors that I really like, and I'm just going to see what I think contrasts best. So I'm picking one light color, one really dark color, and then I think I could pick 2 colors, or maybe just one, just like an in-betweeny kind of color. Well, that's not really in-betweeny, that's kind of the exact same color, but like just like a color like, yeah, that is probably perfect. Yeah, so just like as you can see here, I've swatched these 3 colors, and I'm seeing what I want to use as a base color, and I'm thinking the best color for the base is the center one, or maybe this darker one, but I'm going to be using a black for the outline, but I might end up swapping it to this one, and I will show you how to do that. But for now, I'm just going to be using the pencil brush, and I'm going to be using the pencil brush at, I think we'll say 1.2. We'll use that at 1.2, and just make sure that you don't have force fade on. And yeah, I'm also going to be using the full black color at the moment. And before you start, make sure to lock the layer where you have your colouring on, as well as your advanced template. So if by accident you do end up trying to draw on it, it will tell you can't. Now, the first part we're going to be using is this torso. If you guys don't know how to use the advanced template, this is like the front part of your template, and this is where we're going to be doing most of the work. Now, what I like to do before I start is marking out my bottom line and then a center point line, because we're only going to draw half it and then we're going to mirror it. So using this brush tool up here in the corner, and we're going to use this tool as well to see this little checkered box up here. We're going to be drawing a straight line. Now this will automatically give you a straight line, and we're just going to draw it right down the center, so then we know to not draw over this line. Then we are going to figure out our bottom line. Now I don't want it to be this low, but I don't want it to be this high. I want it more lenient towards this side, so I'm just going to draw that. Now obviously we are going to have to like delete this center line, but it is good to have there for reference. And then I'm going to be creating a new layer for the next thing we do. So now deselecting this and turning off our snap, I'm going to be starting, and I'm just going to start from like this part under, and then you're just going to try and draw the best circle you can. This is a pretty good curve, and what you can actually do is click Ctrl T if you were on Metabang. You can click Ctrl T and like adjust it using free transform to make it so like the shape is good. So that's like the kind of shape I wanted. You can play around with it a bit, make it so it's perfect the exact way you want it to be. that is perfect here. That is a perfect top part. So now what I'm going to do is click the duplicate button, which is this button down here, and then you can use the move tool here. I'm going to move this, and then clicking Ctrl+T again, and then just going from up here and just rotating this 180 degrees. So then you have this shape right here. Now I'm just going to merge this layer down using this, and then I'm just going to disable these lines so we can see what this is like. And then again, I'm going to have to use Ctrl+T and free transform it just so it'll hit right onto that center point. And then that is perfect. Now that is the perfect shape that we wanted. And then what you want to do is click the duplicate layer. You're going to click Ctrl+T, and then you're going to click the flip button, and then you're going to drag it so they meet. And they should perfectly meet, and they should be the exact same at the top. As long as they look kind of the same, that is perfect. So that is perfect. Again, what you can do is you can merge down the layer, and then we are going to open up this layer below it. So this layer here is still its own layer, and what I'm going to do is use the select tool here, which is this button, and I'm going to drag this down, and I'm going to click delete, so then that line is gone because obviously we don't want it. And then the same thing with the other side, we're going to drag and delete. So that is perfect. That is exactly what we wanted. And now all we have to do is just click this button, click your pencil button or your brush button, and then select your grid again up here in the corner, and just draw a straight line across on both sides. I don't know why they look different, but it's all really the same. It doesn't really matter what your lines look like because they don't become that prominent by the end of it. So here we have this, and the way this corset is, it has a line down the center and two lines. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it slightly differently. So what I'm going to do now is merge both of these line layers together, so we only have one line layer, and I'm going to create a new layer, and then using our brush tool and shift, I'm going to draw a line from here down and here to the center. So you can see it's like that, and then we can duplicate that, Ctrl+T, flip, and then just drag it across. That's perfect, so it comes right to a V shape. That's exactly what I wanted. Now again, all can be adjusted, and then we're going to do another thing with a new layer over here, and this is more for shading purposes. And then I'm just going to drag it so it goes about here, just a bit above it, and then from here down to here. Actually, I'm gonna make it a little bit less prominent, and then again I'm gonna duplicate, select, Ctrl+T, flip, okay, and then just drag it across until it's on the other side. And then again, we're just merging all of these layers together. So then we have one very good corset outline. That was very, very simple to do. Now comes the bit that probably is trickiest, and that is colouring in this. When you get the colour of it down, it's so easy to do a clipping mask, which you'll learn about later in the video. But I'm going to be selecting this middle colour that I selected. So now that I have coloured my layer the best I can, I'm going to, this is what it looks like. So now I'm going to add some shading and other stuff. So I'm going to be teaching you how to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new layer. And on whatever software you're using, if you're on Metabank, you go up here on Pixlr, I think it's somewhere near above your, or it's like within the settings of it, that you click clipping. Now make sure that this layer is directly over this layer of color and nothing else. And then what you want to do is drag down your color a good bit so it's down like this, so it's a completely different color. And now what you want to do is select this tool again, and you see the way it's not bleeding over because it's clipped. It's on a clipping mask, so it's not going to bleed over. And then you just draw your lines like this. This is called box shading. I'm sure most of you will know what box shading is. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to do. And then you can turn off this tool when you are doing these bits. And then again over here you can just like use I'm using the shift tool just to make the lines look a bit more like that. And then I'm just going to turn down this like this, and then this, and then it just has to be really rough, just as long as it's there. And then just drag out like this and drag it like this, and then you are perfect. Now what you want to do is go to filter, or I think it's filter on Pixel 2, but you want to find Gaussian blur, and you want to blur it to the point that you like. You don't want it to be blotchy, so I think I'm going to use a 5, but all Gaussian blurs are different. Also this area, also as you can see, this is less shaded, where this is more shaded, and then this shading here you can see a bit more prominently, which is good. Now we are going to be doing another type of shading, which is a bit confusing, and there's a kind of a few steps to this, but I promise you it's very worth it, and I promise you will really like it if you do it. So I'm going to create a new layer, and do not put this on clipping mask. I know it might go over, but we will be putting it on clipping mask later, so it doesn't matter. And you want to go back until you find your pencil. Now you want to put your pencil on 2, as I double clicked it to do this, and then click forced fade in / out. If you don't have that selected, this is not going to work. Okay, so what you're going to do is select the pen tool, and you're going to draw down and out the waist, like make it look smaller. So then I'm just flipping it. You can see Ctrl T, and I'm flipping it across like you would do in the layer, and it's 2 layers and merging the layers. It's all pretty self-explanatory at this stage. Now you are going to duplicate this layer, drag it up like this, so it's like this, and then you want to go to filter, hue, and then drag up the brightness, and then make sure that layer is below this black layer, so you will have something that looks like this. Okay, so then what you want to do is merge these 2 layers, make them overlay, drag it down, and then turn on Gaussian blur, usually to 1 or to 2. If you put it on 2, just make it more visible. Like I made that very visible. So just put it on 2, don't mess with the opacity, and make it overlay. And as you can see, it creates that ruffled effect that is kind of on here as well. Now what we want to do is we want to create that same effect all around here. Now, a step that you can do that I don't think I'm going to do today, but then again it can look really good, is add some lace to your design. And by lace I don't mean outside lace, I mean inner lace. So what you can do is you can go to your downloads, and if you don't have this downloaded, just go to Icy Ella. If you know her, she is a really big YouTuber in the designing community, and this is on her group, and this is just a normal lace PNG file. And what I'm going to do is just do Ctrl T oops, cancel. Don't put on free transform because you don't want that to happen. And then I'm gonna move it down until it's the same size as this. And now what you can do is you can go to the eraser and you can erase the bits that you don't want. Obviously you can also use like this if you want to like erase different bits really easily. And then that's your little lace bit added. It can be really cute, and I think in this situation it works really well, and it really helps contrast and create a new bit for the design. And that is it. That is your corset. Obviously transferring this over, all you have to do is select it. It's the exact dimensions. Copy, paste, put it over there. Bada bing, bada boom. It's that simple. It's not very hard. If you like this, make sure to subscribe, like. I really would appreciate it. I'm going to be posting more videos, hopefully. I'm really trying to get monetized because it would really help me in creating more videos and getting better like softwares and things like that, so I can improve these videos. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.